I remember getting deeper into my marathon training, finding my stomach was running on empty almost 24/7. Today, I'm going to discuss how you can fuel your body when training for a marathon. Let's get into it. A quick disclaimer before we start chatting about nutrition is I am not a certified nutritionist or dietitian. The idea of this video purely came from my experience training and running 2 marathons previously. Now, nutrition is important for a variety of reasons. It allows us to train at our best, ensures that we remain hydrated throughout the day, and ensures we recover in time before our next session. A quick fun fact, according to the American College of Sports Medicine, having proper nutrition when training for a marathon can increase your performance between 15 and 20%. As we progress further into our marathon training, our bodies expend more energy, which means we have to increase our intake. Marathon runners can burn between 2,500 and 3,500 calories over the course of a marathon, showing why it's so important to have the right nutrition to have adequate energy throughout the entire course. Marathon runners rely on carbohydrates before, during, and after their workouts. I mean, who wouldn't want an extra piece of toast in the morning? According to sports nutrition guidelines, carbohydrates should make up between 60 to 70% of a marathon runner's diet over the course of marathon training. Now that we've covered the importance of nutrition when it comes to marathon training, let's dive into a basic eating guide to help you fuel your body correctly over the course of your marathon training journey. Here, I'm going to touch on eating before and after your workouts. I'll also go into some more detail on nutrition for your longer runs. I'll also say that this is just a generic guide. You don't need to follow and eat these specific items that I'm about to mention. Let's start off with before your runs. Here, you want to be focusing on consuming easy to digest carbohydrates as well as hydrating. You don't want to be running on a full stomach just before you head off. Being honest though, I personally don't eat anything before my runs during the week, obviously having to get ready for work pretty much straight after completing a workout. However, I will have breakfast beforehand for my longer runs. This ensures I have adequate time to digest my meal before heading out there. Some examples of easy to digest carbs before a run include toast, bagels, oats, and bananas. So what about after your workouts? The focus after completing your workouts should be on replenishing your glycogen stores as well as getting protein into your body to allow for recovery to start. Personally, I opt for a protein shake or bacon and eggs on toast after my longer running workouts. Throughout the day after completing a long run, I'll also sip on a carbohydrate drink mix to rehydrate and also to replenish my lost electrolytes. Some examples of post-run nutrition includes protein shakes, eggs on toast, oatmeal, as well as chalky milk. So what about during our longer runs? What does nutrition look like for that? Well, we want to be focusing on 2 main points here. The first is getting carbohydrates into our system, as well as hydrating ourselves over the course of the run. Personally, fueling for my long runs continues to be an experiment to this day, as I seem to struggle a lot with the texture of certain gels and chews. I've found SIS and Huma gels work a treat for me, with the SIS gels being isotonic, so almost like a water substance and a bit of flavor to get down quite easily, as well as the Huma gels mainly consisting of chia seeds to pretty much taste like a little liquidy food treat really. For me, both are easy to consume and sit in my stomach well with no problems occurring over the course of the marathon. Some examples of nutrition during your long runs include gels, chews, carbohydrate or electrolyte drink mixes, as well as solid foods including dates, bananas, and even lollies like gummy bears. Lastly, we can't forget about the importance of water in remaining hydrated over the course of our long runs. And it's particularly important when training in warmer climates, where sweat loss is usually a contributing factor. If you'd like a detailed video on what fueling your body looks like for a marathon, I've got you covered with this video here on the screen. By fueling properly before, during, and after your workouts, you not only enhance your performance, but also ensure you recover adequately to perform at your best come the next session. Every runner is different, so your approach to your nutrition will develop and improve over the course of your marathon training. So let's get into some tips. First tip is to consult a nutritionist or dietitian if you have capacity. They, unlike me, have the ability to provide specialist advice when it comes to your nutrition, and also can develop plans tailored to your specific body and your needs. I mean, we can all just go on ChatGPT, but look, If you have the ability to consult either of those two, would highly recommend it. Though I can't say I've consulted one myself and tend to eat relatively bad. Tip number 2 is to experiment with your nutrition. Use your longer runs as an experimental ground to work out what type of fuel works best for your body. That can be testing gels and the different textures to see if they work, having solid food options to see if that suits you better, or even looking at your hydration options over the course of your run. And by all means, you can even do this on your shorter runs during the week too, just to see what it's like actually taking on fuel as you're running. It's a process and it does take some time. Tip number 3 is to listen to your body. As you get into those further runs, you'll notice you'll be a lot hungrier than normal and tend to just want to snack more often. Your body is telling you that it needs fuel and you should do so. That's why I haven't mentioned any macros or specific calorie goals you should be aiming for, as we're all different. But if it's one thing to take away from this tip, it's to fuel your body often. My last tip, and this is a fun one, is to create a snack stash. Boy, I wish I had that ready to go as I started marathon training, because your body just wants to eat and consume as much fuel as it can throughout the day. Grab some carb-heavy snacks and have them ready to keep hunger at bay. My favorite running snacks? Oat bars, Stroop waffles, and, well, chocolate and lots of packets of chips. I know, not quite the best, but hey, I'm a runner. I can kind of get away with it. So there we have it. This is what proper nutrition can look like when you're training for your marathon. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite running snack is to get you through your marathon training. I'd be keen to hear what yours are. Thanks for checking out the video. I'm Jack, and I'll see you next time. Catch up.